Hey GolfPass, it's John Montgomery, and I'm here at Mission Inn Resort and Club, and today I want to talk to you about one of the most important shots to have in your bag when it comes to lowering your handicap, and that's going to be the flop shot. Now, in this situation here, I'm not necessarily going to hit a flop shot from right here, right? It's flat, it's level, I can just roll this to the hole. It would be a lot easier. But you're going to find yourself in situations where there may be a bunker in front of you, the pin is short-sighted, and the only way to get the ball close to the hole or even to stop on the green sometimes is to bring it in with a lot more height. So I'm going to give you two options to try that are going to help you get that ball elevated nice and high in the air, get a little bit of spin on it, and see if we can get it close to the hole, okay? So option one is going to be a little bit safer of a flop shot, I like to call it. So we're going to get set up here. Feet are going to be pretty narrow, and what you got to get real comfortable with is opening that club face. A lot of people are not comfortable looking at that club face sitting wide open, but in order to hit a flop shot, it's a skill that you're going to really want to have down, okay? So we're going to open that club face till it's just about flat on the ground. And what makes this a little bit safer of a flop shot is that the motion, we're not going to have as much wrist hinge, right? In a full flop, we're going to get that thing going all the way up. There's a lot of release, there's a lot more speed. But this flop shot, we're really just going to work with the loft of the club and see if we can get that ball to pop up into the air. So the motion will have a little bit less wrist hinge. There's not as much of an angle in between my lead arm and the shaft, right? And I'm just using the loft of the club in order to pop that ball up into the air. And even whenever I finish, I want to make sure that that club face is still kind of looking at me. We don't want it to roll over too much. That will take the loft off of the club and your ball will come out too low. So let's see if we can hit our safety flop here. We're going to open that face up nice and wide. I'm going to aim myself just a little bit left to give me a little bit of room, because when we open the club face, it's going to be pointing a little bit more to the right, and the green is sloping to the right. So we're going to open that face. I'm going to make a wider arc swing without as much wrist hinge, and we're just going to see if we can slide this 60-degree right underneath the ball. All right, that was pretty good there. That got nice clean contact on it. It flew into the air. It wasn't really high, but it's a lot safer of a shot whenever you need to get that ball to stop a little bit quicker. Now let's see if we can have some fun with it. Now this is the real flop, okay? In order to set up for this one, we're gonna get our feet a little bit wider because we're gonna make a bigger swing. It just helps you keep your balance and have a nice stable base. So feet a little bit wider, same thing. Club face is gonna be wide open. We're gonna let that thing sit flat. All right, and now we're going to add a little bit more wrist to the motion, and this is really going to help get more club head speed at the bottom so that the ball really elevates higher in the air. And again, this is a situation where there's a bunker in front of you, the green is elevated, and we really got to get this ball to stop quick, okay? So the motion full speed will look like this. I have really soft hands. I'm just letting the weight of the club head come down and collect the golf ball at the bottom. This right hand has a little bit more of a scooping action as I'm coming through. And even when I finish again, we want that club face looking at us. That way we don't take the loft away from the club. So let's take another practice swing. You want to get a nice thump on the ground. All right, one more. That was a little too thin. I want it a little bit deeper. There we go, that's what we're looking for. You hear that sound there, that bounce hitting the bottom of the ground right behind the ball. So I'm gonna set up again, face wide open, feet a little bit wider, give myself a little bit more room to the left. I'm gonna use my wrist a little bit more, add a little bit more speed as I'm coming through, and see if we can get that ball launching up into the air a little bit higher. That one was not too bad. It came out a little bit lower than I wanted to, so we're gonna see if we can add a little bit more speed, catch it a little bit cleaner, and make sure that as I'm coming through, I am keeping the loft, and it's almost that feel of like right hand scooping ice cream at the bottom there. So we really want that club face looking at us, and that's how we make sure that we get the most loft as we can on that shot. So let's see if we can get that one a little bit higher, a little bit closer, open the club face a little bit more, aim a little bit more left. There we go. Woo! Almost right in the same spot there. So that was a good shot there. You see it stop really quick, all right? And that's what we want with these shots here. It's gonna be high spin, high loft, and it's gonna help you get to those short-sided pins a lot closer. So if you wanna lower your scores and get that short game a little bit better, you're gonna wanna add the flop shot to your game. So if you wanna try that, make sure you try out these tips so that you can get that ball up there nice and high.